This video is brought to you by AmazingClicks.net. Go check out our sponsor. You want to be prepared for your New Year's resolution. A lot of people's New Year's resolutions is to lose weight, like your boy. So don't miss out. Go get some supplies from AmazingClicks.net. Go check out the category and all the stuff they have and the sales they got going on. So go click the description down below and go visit AmazingClicks.net. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Hollywood Hogan back with another exciting video with your boy Zazu, and we're back in the clickbait studios in my kitchen right now. But it is officially Star Wars week, and I know the hype right now is all about Star Wars. Everybody's talking about it. It's gonna be the movie that everybody is talking about this whole entire week. It's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be trending on every social media platform. It's gonna be the discussion for the next month. You know, forget Christmas. It is Star Wars month. Like, this is Star Wars time. Like, Christmas doesn't exist anymore. Disney and Lucasfilms own this whole month. And I know there's always like those particular people that want to like they're Star Wars newbies, you know. They want to get into Star Wars. They want to become fans of the product. They want to get into the conversation. They want to join the Star Wars community. And the thing with Star Wars, like I've told many people, is it's not just a movie. Star Wars is an event. Star Wars is like a main event, pay-per-view, family, friend, loved ones. Just, it's something that brings everybody together. And there's newbies that have never even seen the movie before. Mooney was one of them when I met her. She had never seen Star Wars before in her life, and I had to like introduce it to her. And so when you're going to introduce Star Wars to somebody, or if you're going to start Star Wars the right way, I'm going to tell you how you should start the movies, because there is eight movies based on Star Wars. So the way you want to start, or the way I started, which I think is the right way to start it, is to just skip episode 1 and 2. Like, episode 1 and 2 are really slow and draggy. It's not going to get a newbie excited for the next movie. It's really going to drain them, and they're going to start thinking that every other Star Wars movie is like this. It's a lot of discussion, politics, and stuff like that. And Jar Jar Binks is madly annoying. So you don't want to get a newbie that's never seen Star Wars before and start them off with The Phantom Menace and Clone Wars. Those movies are pretty useless. If you want to know how they made Anakin, or if you want to know how they met the Stormtroopers, then fine, maybe you could watch that another time. But if you want to get somebody into Star Wars, or you personally want to get into Star Wars, I've said it a billion times, you want to start with Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I said tree, what is wrong with me? But Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith is the best movie to start off for somebody that has never watched Star Wars before. And I'm going to tell you why. This movie, for one, is the most underrated movie I've ever seen. It's the most underrated Star Wars movie. It's a top 4 Star Wars movie, maybe even top 3, but I would say top 4. I'll leave it in my top 4. It is just so good emotionally, and the tone-wise, the action. It's a movie that has, to this day, the best lightsaber duel of all time. No Star Wars movie has been able to get the impact of the Obi-Wan versus Anakin Skywalker lightsaber duel. Like, that lightsaber battle is just so emotionally triggering and so well put together. You just feel the emotions with every strike of the lightsaber. And it's just, the movie's about a guy who's a good guy and falls to darkness because he's trying to save the woman that he loves. So you're automatically attached, you feel for them, you feel for the characters. There's so much emotions and the tone, and the movie starts off with action right away. There's a huge action scene right when the movie starts. So somebody that's new who watches this movie is going to get pretty freaking hyped, because they're going to want to see what happens next. Especially with the way this movie ends, which is just, whew. And if you haven't seen Star Wars, I'm not going to spoil it, but I mean, it's common sense what happens. But it ends in such a way that makes you just want to go to the next chapter, you know. It has such an ending. It leaves off in such a way that you're just like, what's next? Let's go to the next one. You want to start binge watching this. When you watch episode 1 and 2, you don't get that feeling that you want to keep binge watching. You kind of just want to get to the point. I remember when 1 and 2 came out, I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, and when episode 3 came out, I knew it was a huge difference. Like, it felt like we finally made it to where we wanted to make it, because 1 and 2 are such a drag. So if you're a newbie that's never seen Star Wars, episode 3 is for you, because you're gonna want to get to the next movie. And episode 3 is just such a good movie. It's beautifully shot, the plot twist, the acting, the emotions, the way of the feelings and all that stuff, and then just the battle scenes, and like I said again, the best lightsaber duel of all time, episode 3, Anakin versus Obi-Wan. You can even find that on YouTube, and it still has like so many views, because it's such a good, it's just such a good scene. It's just a bunch of scenes with these two fighting each other. It's like brother versus brother, and it pulls you in emotionally. You just become emotionally invested, and you don't need to watch episode 1 and 2 to get invested in these characters, because this movie does it for you. You don't need to watch those 2. You can just go from 3. From 3, the way that ends, what's next? I advise to go with Rogue One. Now, a lot of people are probably going to just say skip Rogue One and go to episode 4, but I'm going to tell you why. After you watch episode 3, the next movie you should watch is Rogue One. The problem with episode 4 that I have, Star Wars: A New Hope, is that Darth Vader isn't as menacing as he's supposed to be. We don't get the really badass, evil Darth Vader till episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Rogue One helps fill that gap, you know? Right after episode 3 ends, we see Darth Vader, obviously. That's not a spoiler, it's gonna happen. If you think it's a spoiler, my bad. But okay, so episode 3 ends with Darth Vader. You want to see Vader right away. You want to see, like, we've hyped up this guy and now he's like the baddest dude in the universe. I want to see him like kick some ass. Episode 4 doesn't really show you a really kick-ass Darth Vader. It kind of shows you an okay Darth Vader. It's not really the best Vader you could see. So Rogue One helps that. Because Rogue One, even though it's like an okay movie, it's not the best Star Wars movie. It's not that emotionally impactful. The story kind of drags a bit towards the middle. But the end scene of Rogue One, Zazu, please. The ending of Rogue One just ends in such a way that, again, that's why I love Star Wars. I love how the way Star Wars movie ends, because except for 1 and 2, but the way episode 3, Rogue One, Empire, you know, the way those movie ends, it just wants you to keep watching. You want to see the next chapter and the next chapter. Well, Rogue One is not any different, because even though the movie does drag, it has a lot to do with 4 and 5 and 6, because they're dealing with the Empire, dealing with Darth Vader, dealing with the Death Star. Not only that, we get a really awesome, amazing, literally I'll probably say the best Darth Vader scene in any Star Wars movie. It's probably the best Darth Vader scene. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's just fantastic. I remember watching it last December with Mooney and it was just like, my mind just boom, guys. It just exploded. I couldn't believe what I was watching. And so that, it ends right at where episode 4 starts. That's the cool thing about Rogue One. It's not a spin-off really. It kind of is, but it's not, because it reconnects right at the end with episode 4. The way Rogue One ends, and I'm not spoiling it that much, is right where episode 4 starts. So right after you're done with Rogue One, you have to just slip in episode 4. Just put it in the DVD player or your download or whatever, your Blu-ray, slip it in there, because the way Rogue One ends, it's right after 4, and 4 just starts right off where you left off. You have, you know, you're in that ship with Leia, Vader comes through the door. It's an iconic scene, everybody's seen it. Even people that have never seen Star Wars before, all have seen it, especially if you got to Disneyland. And that's where it leaves off. So right after Rogue One, you go into episode 4. And then by then, you just go in order, 4, 5, 6, then 7. And then by then, you'll be pretty much, you know, ready for The Last Jedi. Now, I don't know if you have time to watch all those movies, because the movie comes out, I don't know when I'm dropping this video. I'm either dropping it tonight or I'm dropping it tomorrow. So if it's tomorrow, tomorrow's Thursday. That's opening night. If you're watching it opening night, I don't think you have enough time to go down that order, especially if you're a newbie to Star Wars. But if you have never seen Star Wars, I would say wait till Saturday. Give yourself today and tomorrow 2 days. Just binge watch episode 3, Rogue One, Star Wars episode 4, New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, and you'd be ready to go. You kind of need to watch those movies to know what's happening with Star Wars. And don't go into The Last Jedi. Don't be that person that goes into The Last Jedi asking a billion questions during the movie and just like asking like, who's this and what's that and why does Luke Skywalker have a beard and who is Luke Skywalker and who's the green guy. Don't be that person. Educate yourself before you watch this movie, because it's a story. It's called the Skywalker Saga for a reason. It's a story that's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So I advise you, and if you're somebody that wants to introduce Star Wars to somebody new, like I had to do it with Mooney, I'd advise you, again, 3, Rogue One, New Hope, Empire, Return, Force Awakens. And I think that person by that time would, you know, be caught up with the whole Star Wars saga and everything that's happening in Star Wars, and they would have a better time watching The Last Jedi than, you know, if they go into it without not knowing what's going on. Luckily, I've been able to avoid spoilers for The Last Jedi, but I do want to give you a warning. If you want to avoid spoilers for The Last Jedi, stay off of Facebook. Because I was told by Jeremy Conrad, ManBite on Twitter, I'll add him down in the description below, that people are actually paying, hear this out, they're actually paying ads on Facebook. Zazu, God, they're actually paying ads on Facebook to spoil Star Wars The Last Jedi. So if I'm you, I advise you, please stay off Facebook. Go into The Last Jedi with an open mind. Don't be spoiled. I made it through The Force Awakens. I had to wait till like a Saturday to make it to The Force Awakens. I went through like a whole week. literally a whole week, 7 days without being on Twitter, and that was hell. Luckily, I remember that I think they spoiled the Rogue One for me, just the scene, the Darth Vader scene, but I don't want to be spoiled for The Last Jedi, so I'm kind of staying away Facebook because I think that's such bull that people are actually spending money to spoil this movie. Like, come on. But again, if you're a newbie and you want to watch Star Wars, that is my advice to you. That is the proper way to watch Star Wars. If you want to go back and watch episode 1 and 2 on your own time, just so you can see how they met Anakin and how the stormtroopers came about, then you could do that. But again, you don't want to go into Star Wars watching episode 1 and 2. You want to start off with something that's going to get you attached, that's going to put you in the moment, put you into the story, and that is definitely episode 3. Episode 3 is definitely underrated. And since we're talking about Star Wars rankings, I will rank you my favorite Star Wars movies of all time. Number 1, my favorite all-time Star Wars movie, which I think a lot of Star Wars fans will agree with me, Empire. I mean, Empire is a perfect movie. It is literally the perfect movie. That movie is just so impactful in so many ways. It's shot beautifully. The story is just perfection. But yeah, Empire, my second favorite Star Wars movie. I'm gonna go with The Force Awakens. I know a lot of people love to hate that movie all of a sudden, even though they were like so hyped about it when it came out 2 years ago. Now they're like, they hate on it and they say it's overrated, and all of a sudden they hate J.J. Abrams, and I'm like, but I still love The Force Awakens. I thought it brought me back to my childhood. Even though people say it was a copy of A New Hope, I enjoyed it. Number 3, I gotta go with A New Hope. New Hope is just such a fun movie, and I hate describing movies nowadays as fun because that's what every critic wants a movie to be, but it's literally just fun. It's a fun freaking time. New Hope, it just, when it came out, I can only imagine, I wish I would have been alive when that movie dropped, because I feel like that's a game-changing movie that you think of space and you don't think of fun, and that movie was just fun. That movie is just a blast, and it's an adventure, and it's everything an adventure sci-fi movie should be. Like, Star Wars is the pinnacle, and New Hope is that pinnacle. Number 4, Revenge of the Sith, episode 3. It's such an underrated movie, and I think people sleep on that movie so much. And I'm not even talking about just Star Wars, I'm talking about movie in general. Revenge of the Sith is just spellbinding. It is amazing, shot-wise, emotion. That movie is the most emotional movie I've ever seen. It is just such a heartbreaking movie, but again, it attaches you to the story so well. Number 5, you see, number 5 is hard because I want to say Rogue One just because of the Darth Vader scene, but I also want to say Return, because Return has that awesome Luke and Darth Vader like lightsaber fight, even though it's like not long. But the music behind that, John Williams' score with the Vader and Luke battle in Return of the Jedi is beautiful, and you will fall in love with an Ewok. You will find yourself wanting an Ewok at the end of that movie. But yeah, guys, anyways, I just want to tell you guys about how the proper way to watch Star Wars. If you're a newbie and you want to get into the Star Wars movies and you want to, you know, watch them for the first time and you want to be part of the conversation, you don't want to be left behind while everybody's talking about Star Wars this whole weekend, this whole week, this whole month. It's going to be trending, like I said. You want to be part of it. You want to be part of the cool kids. You don't want to be left out. The proper way to watch Star Wars, again, 3, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, avoid spoilers as much as you can. I hope you guys enjoy The Last Jedi. We will have a Last Jedi review on our channel, so don't forget to slap that thumb. All the descriptions down below for our links, Clickbait Entertainment, also amazingclicks.net, our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook, the Faith and Savannah show. My grandma's art, she does arts on Instagram, so don't forget to check that out. You can find all that in the description below, but don't forget to slap that thumb, and don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, we're at 41 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to do another giveaway and see if I can get a Last Jedi poster, hopefully, on Thursday, because we're going to the fan event in Cerritos. So if you're going to Cerritos and Harkins and you see me, I'm the guy in the white Leia t-shirt, so come give you a high five and let's enjoy Star Wars together. Let's cry together at Cerritos Cine 1. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it, man. I'm so freaking hyped. Like, I'm hyped as shit. I'm actually gonna go to Disneyland right now and go see all this Star Wars stuff because it is Star Wars week, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. Again, hit all those links down below in the description. Hit the thumb, hit the subscription. You know what to do. It is Hollywood Holguin. Good night and goodbye. And that is Zazu, the annoying freaking bird. Too sweet.